like a Bin Addicts Anonymous? Because if so, I might need it. It's all well and good until my anxiety kicks in or my ADD and I'm like, oh my god, I'm overwhelmed. But Good morning, YouTube. My name is Tina. I'm the Teacup Teacher. I am going to be a fifth grade teacher here on the coast of Maine. Today, as you could tell by the title of this video, I am packing up my classroom, and this is happening for multiple reasons. There are certain things that I am packing up today. If you've watched any of my previous vlogs, you know that I have been incredibly homesick. Just a little bit of background on me and where I'm from and all of those things. So, I was born and raised in southern New Jersey, just outside of Philadelphia, and beautiful suburbs. I love it there. I moved up here when I was 20, I just turned 22, like a month before I moved up here. So I moved up here December 26th of 2012. So it's been about 7.5 years. This December will be 8 years. It was supposed to be like a 6-month stay. My parents had bought a summer house up here. They didn't know anything about winterizing or anything like that, so I just like jokingly threw out there like, hey, why don't I live there? And I had just gone through kind of a rough breakup, and I figured it was just a time to get away. So 6 months obviously turned into 7.5, almost 8 years. But you know, my parents are getting older, my sister and her husband are getting older. I've missed pretty much my nephew's like entire lives, like childhood lives. It's been taking a toll on me lately. So kind of on the down low, the last couple of years, I have, like, since I came back from Alaska, I have been looking for a job in New Jersey. Last year, I put like 2 applications in. I ended up having an interview last July and I received an offer. However, there ended up being an in-house transfer, and because she got priority, because she already worked for the district, my offer pretty much got rescinded. So that was fine. Wasn't the right time, wasn't meant to be. And I'm so glad I stayed another year up here because I met some wonderful people and just, it was a great experience. So I didn't kind of pursue anything after that. It was just on such a whim that I did it. But this summer, well, this spring, I kind of hit the ground running a little bit more. I sent out probably about 25 applications. I've had 3 interviews, well, interviews with 3 different districts. 2 of them I made it to the second round of interviews, and 1 of them I'm actually talking to the superintendent hopefully sometime this week. So in preparation of the possibility of that, because it is July 15th and there's not a lot of time, I have to pack up an entire home and I need to pack up my classroom. So just in the event that something does happen, I am packing things up. With that being said, I have not resigned from my current position, just because I love my school. I love working here, and it really does break my heart to think about leaving. However, I know for me and just personal things like my family like this, it is the better option for me to eventually find my way back home. But just because we don't know what the fall is going to look like anyway, and I have a feeling that a lot of my like flexible seating and like shared manipulative type things aren't going to work, I'm going to start packing a lot of the stuff that are shared, and things that can't really be divvied up amongst students. So like a lot of math manipulatives, I have enough, and I have such a small group this year that in the event that we are back in person, I have enough that I can give each child their own kind of little set. So, but the things that I can't do that with, I am packing up today. I have 3 totes and those kinds of things, but I'm just gonna pack up what I can. I have 1 bin that's already started, but it is a hot mess. I think I put it together like when I was kind of in a rush earlier this summer because I didn't know what was going on and I just wanted to get my back counter picked up, which I think I vlogged for you guys, I think. And sorry, I just ate my food when I got here, so I'm like very hiccupy and burpy, and I apologize. I know it's super attractive. But I just kind of wanted to walk you around. If you are not a teacher, I don't think people understand how much money teachers spend on their classrooms. And I just want to show you like what is school funded versus what is not, because the longer I sit here, every time I turn around, I'm like, oh yeah, that's mine. Oh yeah, that's mine. And it made me realize that aside from like the table and the chairs, everything in this classroom was bought with my own personal money. So I'm going to quickly show you what teachers spend their money on, because we get desks and tables and chairs, and that is pretty much it. So first things first, we will start with all of the supplies, the bins, the books, everything on this back shelf is mine. These are all children's books that I do for Read Aloud. Down there are more children's books. Those are my data binders, and that's all my stuff. A lot of that's also PD. Coffee maker, fridge, obviously is mine. All of the bins up there are mine. That trash can bins are mine. Decorative items are mine. More bins are mine. Dry erase sleeves for my focus board are all mine. Date cards, mine. All of that. The shelf is mine. The cart is mine. There's a bunch of random stuff in that cabinet that I'm not going to go through right now. More bins are mine. All of these take-home bins are mine. Some of these math manipulatives and games are mine. However, most are the school's, but all of the bins are mine. Every single container you see in this cabinet is mine. A lot of them were just thrown in like random bags. And I made all the labels a couple years ago. All of the bins, like literally everything except some of the manipulatives in this cabinet is mine. Indoor recess games are all mine. There's more bins up there. That box is also more bins. Art supplies. This is my personal favorite. This entire cabinet, supplies and bins, are all mine. Like dry erase markers, pencils, Post-its, glue sticks, literally everything in this cabinet, including the decorations and like holiday themed things, and including that box of markers. Every single thing in this cabinet was purchased with my own personal money. It did not come from the school. No, my school did not provide pencils. Most schools don't provide pencils. So teachers spend a lot of money. Everything in these cubbies are also mine. I have Legos. I have my own personal keyboards. Lap desks are all up in here. Geoboards are actually not mine, but the bin that you're in is mine. More bins, more supplies, so scissors, crayons, what else is there? Eraser caps, erasers, contraptions are mine, magic bricks are mine, rugs, more markers are all mine. Some of, maybe not so much that drawer, but a lot of, actually all of these art supplies are all mine. Some of this construction paper is mine. More decor is mine. If you come over here, bin and lamp are mine. That's all mine. Every single one of these books, I have almost, I think just shy of 400, and not all of them are accounted for. Also, all mine, purchased with my own money. Thankfully, most are from Goodwill, so I did not spend a fortune, but I mean, it does add up over time. This rug is mine. This little chair is mine. Table, rocking chair, all mine. I also have a bin back here, which is also full of my stuff, which I do need to sit and organize, but there's a ton of supplies in there. There's more games, decorative type things, but it's also all mine. On top of not making a fair wage, which I can't tell you how many times I hear that teachers go into it knowing we do. Doesn't make it right, but that is what we go into it. We are not expecting to make a fortune, but we are expecting a fair pay. We know what we're getting ourselves into. It doesn't change the fact that it is wrong. So needless to say, teachers who don't make a ton of money are spending thousands of dollars on their classrooms to make your child's experience more enjoyable and more welcoming. So with that being said, that's my political stance for the day. With that being said, I'm gonna start packing some stuff up. I need to charge my battery because it just started dying, and I will update you guys in a little bit. Hello, welcome back. I have been busy making messes because that's what I do best. So we're gonna wander, and I'm gonna show you what made sense in my head, but I don't know if it actually makes sense, but it made sense in my head, and I want to see if you guys agree. So as you saw earlier, this entire cabinet was filled with totes. Yes, totes travel easy, but they take up more space when they were spread out like this. So I got everything so far from here and over behind my desk into this bin. The only ones that I have not taken out of their current containers are the crayons, and I really think I might. However, it's just not happening right now. I put everything into Ziploc bags. Yes, I know the environment's gonna hate me. I do reuse bags until they're like not reusable anymore. So I separated everything out. Binder clips, erasers, like all my supplies. Everything is in here. Like pencils, there's dry erase markers at the bottom, my highlighters, like literally everything is in this bin. So these are all of the bins that are in there. I'm gonna stack them up. I think I'm gonna wrap these with masking tape. That way they don't separate, they don't shift, whatever. They can just be carried as is. So kind of where I'm at. Currently, I'm deciding if I should take the crayons out or leave them, but I don't know. So I'm gonna pause on this. I have a mess. I have a bin over here, but I don't know what's in it. Oh, this is all classroom decor stuff. So I may start pulling out classroom, this doesn't go in here. I may start pulling out like decor type things. Like these can go in there. Where's my nurse sign? There it is. Okay. So nurse, boys, and girls. Bathroom can all go in this bin. And I need to organize this obviously, but I think this is what I'm going to work on for now. And then I'm going to try to stay until noon. It's 10:20, so I'm going to get to work and hopefully get quite a bit done. I am tired. I don't want to be here. This is like the last thing that I want to do. However, it is really cool out today. Like most days have been like 78 or so, and it's only going up to like 70 today. So I'm enjoying the cool weather, and I'm trying not to stress that my classroom currently looks like this. Not freaking out, not stressing. I'm trying to convince myself that I'm not, but it's getting there. And it made me realize that I have spent a lot of money, and a lot of it unnecessary, but I also realized that I tend to buy things that are reusable no matter the situation. So pro tip, great, I'm not a pro, I'm only a 4th year teacher. If you're going to spend money on something, make sure it's a worthy investment that has more than one purpose. Obviously there are things that don't have more than one purpose, but bins and such, make sure you have multiple ideas of how you can use them, because you will spend a beaucoup amount of money on those. But like almost everything has been repurposed at least once, because I change things up constantly. So I need to take those down and put them in the bin. I'm gonna get to work, and I will keep you guys posted on how things go. Keep your fingers crossed that I can at least get it done, but like also picked up before I leave today. So I found a bag of Dum Dums that hadn't been opened in my cabinet. So I just emptied them into like my candy bin, which I just dumped into a bag. But I made myself laugh because every single school year, my students ask why there are no cherry Dum Dums in the candy bin. Listen, I give these kids my heart and soul all school year. I'm taking the cherries. But I will say I do leave them the cherry Jolly Ranchers that are in here. There aren't many Jolly Ranchers to begin with, but I do share the cherry Lifesavers, but I do take the cherry Dum Dums, and I have no shame. It is 11:30 and I'm making some progress. So what I'm currently doing is I decided to stack all of the crayons in here because I tried those 3 bins and they would have taken up this entire top of the bin. So I stacked all of my pencil boxes, and I had these, which were from my homeless crayons drawer this school year, because I have a drawer where my students put all of our homeless crayons. So I just put them in a bag in here, and now I am transferring all of my Post-it notes into this bin. That way I can stack. I never realized, you guys, so many bins. Look at them all. Is there like, oh, my hair. Is there like a Bin Addicts Anonymous? Because if so, I might need it. Well, you guys, exactly 4 months and 2 days later, I am taking down these date cards, and I'm pretty beat up about it, but it needs to happen. It's been 4 months, 2 days. It's happening. Can we just talk about how bittersweet that is? Like, feels good. It's gonna be fresh year. It's gonna be rough, but it's gonna be fresh year. And I'm letting go of last school year. So that is progress. All right, I'm trying to decide how much motivation I have. I think I may start condensing this stuff. I don't know. I I don't want to, but I should. This is gonna be like the hardest part just because I have so much stuff. I'm gonna save this for another day. What I am gonna do though is every time I vlog, my phone has not gone off at all unless I am vlogging. I apologize. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna collect all of these Storex bins. They are literally everywhere. I'm just going to stack them. That way, one thing that is stacked, ready to go, I'll utilize another one of the cubbies to put them in, and then I'll go from there. So I'm gonna work on doing that. Adventurous and decided to break down this cabinet. What's gonna happen is those are all mine. All of these purple top ones are from the dollar store, and yes, there are quite a bit of them. I'm leaving them. They are $1 each to replace. It's not worth the headache. I'm gonna spend more in Ziploc bags versus just leaving them behind. There are more in here, and I do have to take this bin. These are all of my battleships, but all of the purple tops that are in there are staying, and I'm leaving them just as is. I'm going to work on getting, these are my dice. All of these manipulatives belong, actually these don't. These 4 containers do belong to the school, not the containers themselves, but the manipulatives belong to the school, so I'm going to pull those out. All of the rest of these, the manipulatives, with the exception of those, belong to the school, so I'm just going to leave them in containers. The next teacher, if there is one, can deal with that. But I'm going to work on getting all of my containers gathered. That way I can leave everything stacked. There are even more down there. So this is my next project. It looks like confetti, but it's not. I dropped a math bin and made a mess. And so far, until this point, I had managed not to drop anything. Why? Although it does look kind of cool though. Okay, I think I'm calling it quits for today. I definitely made a bigger mess than I meant to, but that's pretty typical of me. If you saw my Instagram post from today, you know that I make bigger messes before things get better, and it's all well and good until my anxiety kicks in or my ADD, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm overwhelmed, but I'm doing okay. It's better, but it's worse. That's all right. But I will quickly show you what I've been working on since the last time I talked to you guys. So I did get this all finished, all cleaned. All of this is staying. All of this belongs to the school, and things that were in my bins that I purchased. I mean, I purchased all of these, but like I said, these are from the dollar store. And yes, it adds up, but it's just not worth it for me because I would need a bag for each one of these sets. So I'm just leaving them. But I put anything that was in one of my Sterilite bins, I put into a Ziploc bag. So that's what that whole mess is. Hello. I emptied all of my stuff from this cabinet. There wasn't really much in here. This is all things that were donated to the classroom. That's my toothpaste. I always keep toothbrushes and toothpaste in my room just because you never know. I got everything that was mine from down here, which was only my, oh, I forget the name of them, my STEM bins basically. I do have a lot of decor stuff that I need to take, but I just don't have anywhere to put that for now. So that is just staying as is for the time being. I labeled this bin my math stuff. I have my battleship. I have all of my manipulatives that I purchased on my own or accumulated over the years, my dice. I'll probably throw some STEM stuff in here, but all of my STEM stuff is already boxed up, so I'm not really sure if I'll be doing that. Because all of my STEM stuff, like I said, it's already in boxes. So I have these 3 contraption sets, the magic bricks, and the Legos. I also have like Tumbling Tower, which is basically Jenga, that I need to put away. All of my markers I need to pack up. And then there is my Leaning Tower of bins. So these are all of my Sterilite bins that I have purchased over the years. There are a lot of them. But I also, actually, it's not even it because I have this whole stack over here. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the bin stacked as is. And then I think I may just buy like a cardboard box or find a cardboard box to put all of the lids in that way because they don't stay together. And I could masking tape them, which is great. And I'll probably do that anyway, just so that way all of the sets are together. But this way I can just grab and go. Like if I'm putting all of these bins back, I can just grab the lids that go with it, and I just don't want them to slide around. So I will probably put them all in a box together, but they're ready to go. I also stacked all of my Storex bins. Those are ready to go. I do need to kind of clean up this cabinet. Some of the things, actually all of the things in the middle shelf are mine, but they're just staying for now. That is all of my stuff on the top shelf, also staying for now. Nothing in this cabinet is mine. These are all of our Reading Street materials, which I do have a couple things at home I need to bring back. Nothing in here is mine except for those. And then in here, only some of the stuff on the bottom shelf is mine. All of those belong to the school. In here, some of the construction paper is mine, which I may honestly leave most of it. But the glitter, paints, googly eyes, watercolor, all of it is mine and going home with me because I spent a lot of money on it. I think that's it. And all of the folders down there are mine, which will also go. Couple things in here are mine, like the task cards that I've made. Actually, I probably should set those on top. And then I have to pull all this stuff, my stuff down off the walls. I have to take my buoy down and all of my decor stuff over there. One other thing that I'm doing is anything that I don't want that is in good condition or brand new, I am putting over here. I will put these out for coworkers to go through, but all of this stuff will be free for the taking. So I kind of just set up a box or a bin, depending on how much stuff I have, that will go with us. I need to pack this. This is my magic finger. I bought this when I was student teaching. Love that finger. But this is the current state of my classroom. I'm not panicking, not freaking out. It is 12:40. Wanted to be done by noon, but I just kind of got into a groove. So I'm gonna call it quits for the day. I might come back next week, or if I have a better idea of what my next year is gonna look like, I will come back. But everything is started. I'm gonna put the lids on everything, stack it all up, that way it looks nice and neat, put it all over here in the corner, and then I am out of here. Oh, one other thing that I did do, I put all of my Kaboom stuff in here. You guys know, if you've watched any of my vlogs, I'm huge on Kaboom. I have 3 extra tennis ball containers, so all of that is in here and ready to go, along with answer keys. So I'm gonna tape this up and also box it up. So it is getting there. All right, I am getting out of here for the day. I've got some of the bins there, and then like I showed you, I have all of my smaller bins stacked here, and then I have them more stacked over there. So I'm gonna make a list before I go of boxes that I think I'll need. I think I'm gonna put my STEM stuff in one. I'm gonna need boxes for my books. I am going to kind of pare down on the classroom library just because there are some really old books that the kids they're not interested in. I know we tell kids all the time to not judge a book by the cover, but some of them are really old and dated, and kids naturally just aren't going to be drawn to those. So I will be paring down on those. And then I need some random odds and ends, like for these kinds of things. So I'm gonna have quite a bit of boxes, but progress has been made. This bin I am taking home. I don't know where this book is, but I'm gonna wash these, and then, oh, I accidentally stole a strawberry. That's karma. But I am gonna take these 2 things home, which I'm gonna put them in my bag right now. Oh, I need to put that in the math bin. This goes in the math bin. But I also need to bring stuff to wrap. I have fragile things, like this is, oh, I can't think of the material right now. It's not, what is it? Oh, I'm struggling. Anyway, this needs to be wrapped. These all need to be wrapped. A lot of things need to be. That mug is going home with me. I have a lot of things that students have given me, like the flowers. I want to preserve those. So just lots of little random things that need to be wrapped up and packed, and those are all going to go in their own container. So I am proud of the progress that was made today. I am going to go ahead and get out of here. It's getting really warm, and I'm going to close all of my shades. I think that's why my classroom is so cool, because I do tend to close the shades when I leave, because my classroom is essentially a greenhouse, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's like an entire wall of windows. So I am calling it quits for today. Super proud of what has been done. It's going to be interesting getting this out of here if need be, and then into whatever vehicle is going to take home, because honestly I don't have a lot as far as like bins go, but like I know once I do my books I'm gonna have a lot more, and then I have like big furniture like that, and I'm not leaving that. Yes, I only paid like $2.50 for the chair, but I have like 40 bucks in spray, like fabric spray paint into it, so it's gonna go home with me. That is it for day 1 of classroom pack up, and I'll keep you guys posted on how the rest of these pack up days go.